Greetings, people of the internet! I am LUCHA MAN! And welcome to LUCHA MAN Reviews. Now, for this episode, I am reviewing not one, but two, count 'em, two new shows. Okay, so I lied. One's a new show, and one's a new season. On the CW, we've had 3 seasons of Arrow, and it's just now started its 3rd season, and I'm looking forward to it. The first 2 really got my attention, and I've been loving it so far, so how does the first episode of the 3rd season do? You'll find out. And, alright, so a little backstory. During the 2nd season of the Arrow, we had a special guest come to us from Central City. His name was Barry Allen. He stuck around for a few episodes, then went back to Central City, where he was promptly struck by lightning. What does that have to do with the Arrow? Well, this was a prelude to a crossover, and the hint at a new series. As not only am I reviewing Season 3 of Arrow, I'm reviewing the brand spanking new series, The Flash. So I guess technically this would be Flash 2.0. Yes, there was a previous attempt to make a Flash TV series, and it has gotten reviews. So, if they could do 3 seasons from the Arrow, then who knows what they could do for the Flash. I'm interested to see how both these shows will work. So with that in mind, let's start with the standard that everyone knows and loves. We'll start with the Arrow, Season 3. All right. So Season 3 of the Arrow picks up a couple months after the end of Season 2. The landscape of Starling City has changed so much. I will not. I'll try to make sure not to spoil anything for this season, and I won't. If you haven't seen the end of the 2nd season, I'll make sure to keep low key on the events from there. At the end of the 3rd season, it is revealed that Oliver, in the 5 years he was missing, he did not spend his entire time on the island. We learn in this episode he did spend time in another city, and it was on civilization, but it was in a country and a land with a language he did not know or understand. This episode, I thought it was pretty good. It has the story going forward, and it introduced a character by the name of Ray Palmer. If you know who Ray Palmer is, you know who he is, or you may know him by his other name. I'll save that for the end of the video when I do a potential spoiler reveal. So, Queen Consolidated still needs help. It's still recovering from its troubles. The city it's trying to make a comeback, but that's the problem with slime. It leaves stains, and sometimes it comes back as mildew or fungus. And no, I am not talking about like real slime and stuff. I'm talking about the problems with the city, with the criminal element. So this episode is a pretty good introduction episode for the 3rd season. We saw like one or two new characters, a quick revamp on how like a whole bunch of the old characters are doing. So it's interesting to see. It's kind of like a cold opening, I'd say. It's giving us a build up to what to anticipate for the rest of the season. There was some moments where I was really shocked for both like the main character and for all the secondary side characters that are in the show. So now people's lives, they're going to change drastically, maybe. There's also going to be maybe some small details, but I'm wondering, based on what I've seen from this episode, are we going to see more villains from the Arrow? Are we going to see more villains from the DC universe in general? Are we going to see more heroes? Well, can't say at this point. Right now, it's a very good startup. And like I said, Arrow's held my attention for 2 seasons, and I was super excited to hear about this 3rd season. So, for the opening debut of Arrow Season 3, based on my previous reviews, I give it so far an 8.5 out of 10. So at the end of the Flash review, I will reveal like the major potential spoilers for the series thus far. Yeah, so if you haven't, okay, so now onto The Flash, Season 1. So 14 years ago, according to the TV show. So that would put it at around roughly the year 2000. Let's say that. 11-year-old Barry Allen is seen as a kid. He's picked on by bullies and not exactly the fastest guy in the world. So, one night, he comes downstairs and he sees a weird red and yellow energy thing, and it's terrorizing his mother. And then instantaneously, he is swift 11 blocks away from his house. When he runs back home, he finds there's police and firemen and ambulances there. His mother is no longer with us. His father is accused of being the murderer. Jump ahead 14 years later. Barry Allen makes a small cameo appearance on the show Arrow. But then we see Barry Allen is, 11, 14. That puts him at around 25 years old, and he is now a forensics detective for the Central City Police Department. So he's helping track down criminals, but he's a bit of a nerd. But hey, we love nerds, especially on this channel. So one night, Barry Allen he wants to check out the new super particle accelerator at the research lab. It's the big event, but he has to cut it short because of a purse snatch that almost ended badly. So then there's a storm breaks out. And so it's interesting. I liked how the show took elements from the crossover of Arrow Season 2 to help interweave the story for the first episode of The Flash. That's right. With a flash of lightning, Barry Allen is hit by a bolt of lightning. But it's not just any lightning. It is lightning that came from the superconductor that kind of went awry. So 9 months later, he's been in a coma for 9 months, and he comes out of it, and he's feeling pretty normal. The only difference is that lightning gave him abs, apparently. So he resumes his life, just trying to be a normal guy, but he starts to notice that things are moving slowly. And it is revealed that he was in a coma because they thought his heart was flatlining, but no. His heart was actually beating so fast it couldn't be picked up by the pulse registration. Beep, 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 beep. So, he now discovers he has the power of being incredibly fast. Now, like I said, this show, it had an original show, so this is, like I said, Flash 2.0. So I'm wondering, how will this show be? Well, because it's been a couple years later, and it's now getting the Arrow treatment, I'm pretty sure from the same team. I think this show has major opportunity, major promise, and I'm really excited to see it. Okay, so I know I'm rambling a little bit, but the reason I'm rambling is because the show I think is really good. I like the costume design, and I like the characters that we've been introduced to. And let's see, so from the first episode, we have seen one villain who I'm sure will be back at some point later on in the future of the series. I've seen another villain who I will talk about at the end of this review. And when I was seeing the ending credits, it was showing the upcoming villains for this season. It revealed a third villain who I know. Now, I watched the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited, the animated series, and there was one episode that was dedicated to the Flash. So, the Flash, sure, there's a lot of villains in the DC universe, and Arrow has shown that he can share them along with like Batman and Superman, who also had their own shows respectively, and so now it's the turn for these guys. But the episode in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, it showed that the Flash does have his own fair share of enemies, so we may be seeing these guys later on in this first season, or if the season does really good, we might see them in second and or possibly third season. I liked it because it also gives you a sense that they're trying to hope for the show to build into something more. Try to build up speed, if you will. Yeah, I liked the costume design for the Flash, and I liked the visual effects, very good. And if we see more crossovers with the Arrow, or potentially any other heroes from the DC Universe, I'd really like to see that. So for the debut season of The Flash, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. So, just as a quick recap, like I said, Arrow Season 3, 8.5. The Flash, Season 1, solid 9. Yeah, it's really cool. And as I said, we had a Superman live-action TV series, which I thought was pretty awesome. And, okay, so we've had Batman from Adam West, and now we have this new Gotham series. So I like it. I mean, Marvel has done so much. Now, I love both Marvel and I love DC, so it's great to see so many superhero genres on television. Because we need superheroes. Kids need superheroes. Everyone needs superheroes. Especially in this day and age with seems to be so many problems with the world. Kind of why I enjoy wearing the mask and the cape. Doing the whole hero thing. Alright. Now before we end this show, I'm about to do a quick segment about the potential spoilers. So if you haven't seen the first episodes of these new series yet, I'm going to put some text up here. It's going to say spoilers. So when I'm done, the text will disappear. So until then, please lower and or turn off your volume now. Okay. For those of you who dare to brave, welcome to spoiler territory. I'm going to reveal 3 quick things for those of you who aren't in the know about both these series. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of people who have expertise on this, but these are the 3 things that I saw and that I learned through various other sources. Number 1, from the Arrow series, Ray Palmer, for those of you who don't know, he is the Atom. Yeah, so that's one of the new heroes right there. Alright, so, secondly, from The Flash, one of the first villain that he encounters is the Weather Wizard, and according to the ending trailers, which were showing the upcoming season, there was a gentleman that looked like was using an ice-based gun. I think that was Captain Cold. So yeah, those are 2 villains that are known in the universe of DC. And finally, when the Flash, when Barry is learning about his powers and the location of the facility, which has been shut down, we see a giant cage which has been ripped out, and on it says Grodd. This is clearly that Gorilla Grodd somehow was affected by the particle generator storm that happened. Will we see him? I don't know, but it's a very good illusion. I mean, illusion to what could happen. I mean, Arrow's done so much stuff with other DC heroes and villains, so I think it's the Flash's turn. So these are the 3 things I noticed, and I look forward to seeing how they play out. Welcome back. Hopefully none of you guys can read lips, and that was the spoiler section. To those of you that listened to it, you're brave. Alright. Well, that's all I got for this episode. So, when we get more new content, I'll be sure to tell you guys about it. If I find a good movie or anything, or a book, or another good TV show, I'll keep you guys in the loop. So thank you for watching, and until next time, this has been LUCHA MAN! For LUCHA MAN Reviews, saying thanks for watching, and have a nice day.